This is Javi with PokeCIF, and today I'm going to be starting a new series on my channel called How to Master. And today we're going to learn how to master the Pokemon Black and White Legendary Treasure set. And the reason why I chose this as my opening set for this series is because I think there's a lot of cool things going on with this set. I think it's kind of an underappreciated set in a sense, because there are a lot of cool things it has going for it. Such as including a subset within the set with the Radiant Collection. So when you think about Hidden Fates and what made that so popular was the Shiny Vault cards that you would get. So Black and White Legendary Treasures was kind of one of those first sets that did that and introduced that concept of finding some of these Radiant Collection cards as you open booster packs and things like that. So yeah, within this set there are 185 cards in the normal set, and there's also the additional 25 cards in the Radiant Collection that you would need to complete your complete set, which comes out to 210 cards. But there are also an additional 23 cards and different variants of cards in this set that you will need to chase and complete if you want to master the set. So there are 18 promos that come from theme decks and battle decks and things like that. And then there's also 5 World Championship promos. And we're going to go over all those cards and all those things here in the next couple slides. But I wanted to start just by, this is obviously on Bulbapedia here. And you can see here that this set was released on November 6th of 2013. So this set's a little over 8 years old now. So it's been a while since it's been out. And there's a lot of cool cards in here, but what I'm going to do right now is show you guys my process of how I go about trying to master any set that I am going after. So what I'm going to do is switch it over here to tcgcollector.com, which I think is one of the best, if not the best resource out there for anybody that's interested in mastering any set or just collecting basically any set. And this is going to be primarily for people that are looking to complete binder collections. We're not going to be talking about graded cards, or anything like that. This is just if you wanted to buy these cards, put them in a binder and show them off that way. This is going to be one of the best methods to be able to do that. So if you've never used this website before, I highly encourage you to take a look. One of the cool things about it is, for example, let's just take a look at the first card in here, this Tangela. So whenever I go out and I buy a common non-holo Tangela, and then I buy also the reverse version of it, what I'll do is I'll just add it to my collection, right? So I bought the normal one, and then I also got the reverse holo one. And what's cool about this website is it'll give you this little star over here on this card icon to let you know that you have every Tangela card that you need to get in this set. And so I'm going to go ahead and delete these here actually, because I do not own any of these cards just quite yet. But yeah, and what you'll notice is as you go down, for example, let's stop here at this Charmander card. You'll notice there's a third card icon on here. And when you click on it, you'll realize that there's the normal non-holo common version, there's the reverse holo version, but there's also a Build-A-Bear workshop version that you will need if you're trying to master this set, obviously, because this is one of the variants that does not come in the normal set. And I would, for me personally, when I first used this website, I was going after my Furious Fist complete set, or master set, I should say, and realized that I was missing a ton of cards. I thought I had pretty much everything I needed for a master set, but when I got on this website, I quickly realized that I was short a few cards. So you can see here, Emboar has a few cards. So anyways, as you go down through the list of all these cards in the set, and it has them numbered by order. It even has a suggested retail price on TCG Player over here on the side. I think it's just fantastic because this will help you keep track of your collection and how many cards you have left to complete and or master your set if that's what you're going after. If we go all the way down, obviously you'll see the Radiant Collection down here. So it includes all of those cards. Remember, there's 25 of them. You'll notice that actually I do have every single card in the Radiant Collection, and I started there because I absolutely love these cards. We'll take a look at a few here in just a sec. Yeah, I have not got around to try and collect the whole set or master the whole set. I've decided I'm just going to start with the Radiant Collection since those are my favorite cards within this set, and really one of the only reasons why I was interested in this set in the first place. So let's take a look. Let's hop on over to TCG Player real quick to look at prices for this set, and we'll start by just looking at what a sealed product looks like for this set. And so you'll notice here right away that the dream of being able to complete this set by ripping open packs and things like that, I think is long gone. Obviously, if you're made out of money and you have tons of money to blow, more power to you. But I think for the average collector, to pay $70 basically for a booster pack and start ripping those open to try and complete the set, it just seems silly at this point, because you're going to be spending thousands upon thousands of dollars to try and complete it. Even a booster box costing you, $3,800. You're not going to get all the cards you need, and you're just going to be spending a ton of money. So what is realistic is we'll take a look here on this next slide, and take a look at rough ideas or estimates of how much it would cost if we were to just purchase the singles of the cards that we need, which is a much more cost-effective way of collecting cards if you're trying to complete a binder set and anything like that. So I'm on TCG Player right now. I've gone ahead and clicked on my collection, and this is anybody can access on TCG Player here. But what I went ahead and did, and I did this work ahead of time so I can have it ready for this video, is I added to my want list all of the cards in Legendary Treasures, all the reverse holos, the EXs, the secret rares, all those cards. I added them on here. And what's really nice about TCG Player is up here on the top, you'll see it'll give you basically on this average, this blue screen here, or this blue part, it'll give you the average of what the market price is right now for each card in this set. And so when you add it all up in total, again, this helps me kind of get a general idea of what I'm looking at to pay for this set. So you're seeing here the regular set. This is going to cost you around $1,263.42. So I rounded that down to about $1,250 just to make our math simple. But remember, there's also a Radiant collection, and so we do need to take a look at that. Include that into the cost if you're trying to obviously include that into your set. And so you're looking at all of these cards down here. It has all 25. You're looking at around $103.27. I rounded that down to about $100. Remember, this is from TCG Player. This is market price on TCG Player. You could probably find these cards for a lot cheaper if you're hunting on eBay, bargain hunting and all those types of things. But I'm going off of this because it just makes it easier. This is giving me a general idea of how much money I'm going to need to invest in if I'm going to complete this set. So in total, you're looking at around $1,350 if you want to complete all of the traditional cards that are in the set that you would open from a booster box. And so let's take a look at some of the cards in this set. So this is the normal set. This does not include any of the Radiant Collection cards. And clearly you can see the front runners right away are these two beautiful gold cards, the Zekrom and Reshiram. And I think what's really cool about these two cards is that these were the two, I don't know if you guys knew this, but the Zekrom and the Reshiram were the first two ever full art cards that the Pokemon TCG ever printed, and that happened in the very first set that came out for the Black and White era. So I think it's pretty cool that Legendary Treasures being the last set in the Black and White era before Pokemon TCG converted over to the X and Y era. They paid homage basically to these cards by also making them not only the first full art cards that we ever saw in the Pokemon TCG, but also the first gold cards that you ever saw in the Pokemon TCG. So there's a reason why these are going for so much, and even in raw near mint condition, these cards are obviously chasing a premium here. And a lot of people aren't a big fan of these cards because if you've ever seen one in person, it is kind of hard to tell what Pokemon is even in there. I think the gold cards now that you see in some of these modern sets are a lot more vivid, and they have more colors added to them, so you can kind of tell what's going on better in the picture. I personally do like these cards. I think they're really cool. But the reason why they're also so expensive because the pull rates on these cards were actually really tough. And so for such an old set, and such hard cards to have to pull from this set, you'd have to open up a ton of booster packs just to try and find one of these. I think, the cost of the cards kind of, I think is a fair price on some of these. Obviously, there's a Charizard. You guys can see that right away. Charizard's always going to charge a premium, even if it's not a full art. This is just a standard rare, holo rare card, going for over $40. And then from there, you kind of see a lot of other interesting Pokemon. It is called Legendary Treasures for a reason. There are a lot of legendary Pokemon in here, and a lot of fan favorite Pokemon too. So you can see Lugia obviously makes an appearance as an EX card. You got Mewtwo, you got Rayquaza, you've got the legendary birds in here, Moltres, Zapdos, Articuno, more legendary Pokemon. This competitive Mewtwo card that was so dominant and played in almost every deck back in the day when you were playing competitive Pokemon TCG. I love this Emboar line. You've got the Emboar here, and it kind of all tells the story with the Pignite and the Tepig, which is not on this page, but they all kind of follow that same story, same artwork, and I think it's really cool and unique. You've got even a Lucario in here. So Dragon Pokemon, I mean, it had a lot going for it, and I think it's a really cool and unique set in that sense that there's a lot of interesting stuff that comes through here. And if you take a look at the Radiant collection, I think this is what draws a lot of people to this set. At least it drove me to this set. This is what kind of pulled me in to want to explore this set a lot more, because I just thought when I first saw one of these cards in person, I thought was just incredible with the artwork. And not only the artwork, but the actual hollow pattern that are on these cards. So if you've ever actually held one or seen one in person or up close, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's got kind of that sprinkle hollow pattern on there. So of course the Mew is the most expensive one to go after. Obviously a very popular Pokemon, but also the artwork is just incredible. The hollow pattern on the card, super incredible. This Reshiram, absolutely beautiful card. So a lot of really cool cards in this Radiant collection to chase after. Again, I'm fortunate enough to have them all in my collection already, and yeah, when you look at them in person and you have them, you know, right in front of you, you can see why these were so popular. But even now, they're still fairly affordable cards. That, you know, you can pick some up. You can pick a ton of them, more than half of them up, you know, at less than $1, which I think is kind of crazy for such popular cards and such a popular set. But regardless, you know, really cool cards. And you know, let's move on and talk about now some of the cards that you're going to need to check off if you are chasing a master set. So I talked about how it's going to cost you around $1,350 for you to complete the normal set. And if you're looking to master the set, there are 18 promo cards that you're going to need to find. This Charmander Build-A-Bear Workshop promo is one of them. I have this card listed at around $10. The most expensive one is going to be a Charizard of the same artwork we just saw, which is a Cosmos Hollow from a theme deck that's running at around that $40 price range. There's other cards like a Virizion, a Victini, an Emboar, a Kyurem, Zapdos, Thundurus, Lucario, and a couple of Zora cards that all come from theme decks, Battle Arena decks, and those types of things. There's also a pre-release promo that came out with this set, and so you're looking at one of them here. There's two versions of this card. There's the normal pre-release promo that has the legendary treasure stamp on it, and then there's this version that you're seeing here that actually has the staff stamp on it. And so the normal one's going to run you around $10. This staff one's going to cost you right around $40, is what I've seen it go for. And then the last promo card that I wanted to quickly go over is this cool Pokemon League Dino card that has, it's kind of like a pseudo trophy card in a way. This was handed out anytime you went to a Pokemon League tournament, and were handed out to, you know, first through fourth place, and so you can see that here with the stamps on the card. There's the third place one, the fourth place one. So I really enjoy these kinds of, like I said, pseudo trophy cards that you can collect out of sets here. But this one, yeah, this one will roughly run you around that $80 price point. So pretty good deals there. And then the other card that we need to talk about is the World Championship promos. So with those 18 promo cards that I was just talking about that I just listed, those are going to cost you around $190, so you do got to add that to the grand total that we've talked about so far. But the World Championship promos, I'm giving you an example of one here. So there are 5 of these cards that you're going to need to find in order to master the set. And one of them obviously being this Mewtwo Ex. There's actually 2 versions of this Mewtwo Ex that you're going to need to find. And again, you can kind of see here, it's got the really cool trainer signature on here from the person that used it in their deck at the World Championships. And it's also unique because the back, again, of this card, you can kind of see it's got that different, you know, back artwork, I should say, from that year's World Championship. So very cool there. And those cards, there's 5 of them. Like I said, the most expensive one is going to be that Mewtwo. There's also a card, another Mewtwo from Jacob Van Wagner that you'll have to find, Bianca, an Energy Switch, and a few other cards to complete those World Championship promos. Those are going to run you around $20, so it's really not that expensive. So in all, if you're trying to master this set, you're looking to spend around $1,560 if you are just buying outright singles at the cheapest price or at the TCG player price. You know, essentially, if you want to round it down, you're looking at around $1,500 to complete the Legendary Treasure set. Now, if you were like, yeah, I'm not interested in going after and buying each card individually one by one or searching for deals and things like that, I did take a look on eBay. Every once in a while you'll get lucky and you'll see people selling a complete set already, so you save you a ton of time. Maybe not a ton of money because you're still going to have to drop a lot of money all up front, but it will get you all those cards all in one shot, which is kind of nice because it saves you a lot of time from having to search through TCG Player and Troll and Toad and any other website that you'll use. So I did find this one on here. Again, this is coming from overseas in Great Britain here. So if you do the conversion in terms of money, you'll see that it's going for around $1,300, but you also got to include that $33 shipping fee plus the taxes. So you're actually looking at that pretty close to that $1,350 price point that I had quoted earlier. And this one unfortunately does not have all of those extra 23 cards that you need to master this set. So you will complete the set if you do pick this up. And like I said, it'll get you pretty close to that $1,350 mark, but you will need to take a look and find those other promo cards, those 18 promo cards and the 5 World Championship promo cards. So you're going to look to spend an additional $200-ish to master the set. So that's pretty much what I got for you guys today. I hope you maybe learned a thing or two. I hope maybe you saw some cards you hadn't seen before. Maybe you got to take a look at this set and see it in a different way. But this is basically the process that I go through anytime I'm interested in completing or mastering any kind of set. I start with analyzing which cards I actually need. I start doing the math on TCG Player and try to just get a general idea of how much money it'll cost. And then from there, you know, the hunt basically begins. And to me, that's kind of all the fun in collecting in this hobby is, you know, chasing and hunting some of these cards. So anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed that. I hope to bring you guys some more of these videos on how to master sets. I'm going to, you know, look to do some of the more popular sets that I can find. I do plan on showing off some of the sets that I have personally completed and mastered. There's a few that I'm still after right now, like I was talking about earlier. Furious Fist is one of them on my radar that I'm very close to completing. And then I have XY Evolutions that I'm trying to complete. I have already completed the base set, the jungle and the fossil sets, so I do have all the cards I need for those. And then I do collect some Japanese cards, so I am very close to completing the Dream League, which is one of my favorite from the Sun and Moon era. Just missing a few cards for those. So I hope to, you know, show those off in an actual binder instead of just looking at listings online here in the near future. So anyways, I appreciate it if you guys made it this far in the video, and hope to see you again in the next one.